Hi, my name is Zachary Androt, and I'm going to be going over how to do validation. Let's see. So, what we did so far was this authentication thing, and basically that was from basic auth, and it was basically just using a function like this. Wait. Well, I think it's a little different because I don't think I used the time constant compare. Oh no, I did. And what this is you use groups, which is in the routing. Or wait, in the routing. And it's just a group, and they have just the regular authentication example right here. And what does this mean? It just means that when you set up routing, like normally, and you go to a certain route, it'll then go to that page. If you're not going to use groups, normally you would just use E for echo, and then you'd have that be the E dot whatever. And but instead you're doing the group one, which just means if you're also visiting this, you use that whatever it is, like routing or middleware or whatever. And so instead of E, you would use whatever thing you decide to use, so that it knows when you go visit this that that's what you'll be using. So if we do if we go to local, let's say here, it's not authorized because this middleware is using basic auth, and it's looking for the password and username. You wouldn't normally use this as is like this, but it's just an example. And you notice it just continually says it can't be reached or whatever, and that's because you're using that group routing, but you didn't go through the correct route. So if you go through this, oh, I actually gotta run it. Sorry. You notice it pops up with the username, password. And so if you don't get that right, it just doesn't set the cookie so that you could continue forward to here. And these would be the username, password, but you can make that whatever you want inside the code. So if we did do it, let's go to cookies. Well, no, I may not let you do it through here. But did I misspell that? Oh. I should have done it because that was the username password. Let's restart it. Well, let's do it on incognito then. Let's see, maybe. So Joe. I don't know why. Oh, because I don't have it redirect. I think now you can go to here. I don't know why that's not. It's admin / yeah. There we go. So you got to use that. You got to reroute it, and then use that as part of the URL. But it saves that as a cookie. So really, this should be. Well, no, you could leave it as that. But yeah, that would be how you would do it. If return true, I think it's like c dot redirect. Redirect where? Should have called the next handler. I don't know why. There should be just a thing that says like c dot next whatever. Redirect. Should have. Oh, because it doesn't have that inside of here. That's just inside of a route. Do I not have that part of it? The use part? Maybe I don't. There should be a way to redirect the URL. Oh, okay. You wouldn't want to do that because what you really want is the routing to be in the application to be a certain way so that they can't actually get to that content. Okay. Alright. So we were going to do the validation thing. I didn't realize they actually made that a lot easier. They actually made that a lot easier. They allow you to put it into the system itself, which is pretty amazing. Let's see. Alright, so you need this as the package that you're going to install from it. That is actually this. Or no. This, I'm sorry. And it's just a validator, one of many, that you basically use the struct tags as a way to validate. So let's just try and hit it and see. So let's. That's weird that it's running, doesn't have the thing to stop it. Anyways, go get. I did not grab it right. I don't know what's going on with VS Code. Something's going on with it. Restart it. Okay. Okay. There, we got it. Put it in, and then let's just use their struct as an example. Validation. So I didn't do this before through their system, so I didn't know how that necessarily works. Okay. This just does a post to users, so we probably got to create like a form. Basically his name, email. Oh. Yeah, basically. guess I go like that. Users, but I gotta make on the post that name, email, name, validate. I think this needs form though. Pretty sure. Some they didn't put in there. Sometimes I reference my older examples just to make sure. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Users created, it binds from the form, and it runs through that validation function. It's basically just looking if it's required. And then it just shoots out the JSON. See if it works. I don't know. Oh, a bunch of errors. Oh. Let's just go mod thing. Because I added, yeah. It's just pulling everything down now. Just it's part of the packages. Okay, let's see if it. I don't know why it's taking so long for VS Code to do this. It's really weird. There we go. Oh yeah, because it's a stupid thing. That's weird. It should work. Oh, because the cookie's already. So, yeah, there's the data. Now, what if we say, and that's the validation. It's nice because it's built into the system, which makes the code a lot more readable, which is really, really nice. So all you have to do is call this. It's really nice. I'm just wondering how they connected it to this. Maybe he built in something for that. Oh, custom validator. So that must be something that is in Echo. Yeah, it must be. Oh, this is how you connect it. I know you could just put functions on there like that. Unless this is somehow a type that it satisfies. It's interesting. I wonder if it also does the @ symbol. It does. It's pretty nice. Well, I guess that's the foundation. Like when I had done it, you have to like go through all this stuff. But I guess if you're doing it by tag, it doesn't matter. Well, I guess this is for if you want a real custom thing with it. Yeah, it is more of a custom thing, but I wonder how you'd work into their can you do that? Let's see. Oh, Jesus. I'm just wondering if it'll print out all this stuff with the error. So if you're doing a really big form, you're going to need to know exactly what's going on. Okay, let's see. It did. Nice. Nice. Okay, wow. That's pretty good. So you don't have to do a bunch of setup. Blah, 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 blah. It just does it all through here, and then you just set up the custom validator and tie it to echo, and then you just use it. That's really nice. Obviously, you want to do some validation on the front end and more on the back end for checking certain strings and reject stuff and SQL injection. But when you get more into the database stuff, that's kind of where you would end up checking a lot of that. Not in the database, but the post. When you go to save it, it'd be after all this. Because you want to check for certain characters and stuff. I wonder, is there another package that... No. So you can check for certain numbers. Yeah, they got some nice stuff here. That's nice. That's really nice. That's really nice. Because, you know, China and Russia always send bots and whatever else. And so, yeah. Yeah. Then there's also the JWT stuff, which I don't know if I'll go over. That stuff, they really make it a lot easier in this. Like, they really do. Like, really, really. Especially using this package. It's really nice. Like, really nice. Because otherwise it's a whole thing, and it is with this as well, but they have a bunch of warnings and everything. Basically what it sorta is doing, at least on a code level. Oh yeah, this is true too. They're not the same thing. This is more like through Google or Twitter or whatever. But what it is on a more basic level is a key and then something to kind of verify it. So this would be like a oversimplified version of JWT. And really what you're doing is you're creating a key, which is a byte, a string. I mean, it's not a string, it's bytes, and you're continually comparing it to something that's signed, which is in a sense more bytes and or token, whatever you want to call it. And whenever the user does stuff throughout the program, you're constantly running this comparison thing. And with Go, which is nice, the signing, the user, or not the user, but the programmers don't actually know the rest of the hash, or rather what makes up the hash. And so it's never really known in the program exactly how it gets it, but you need the byte thing in order to compare it to the token or however it is you're doing it, because you'll put the key in there, it'll hash it, and then you take it out sort of, or you compare it. So think of it as a thing of bytes or characters or whatever. Your key's somewhere in it, and the rest of this is just information that you don't have access to. And so you're constantly checking, maybe through a cookie, maybe through header, whatever it is, that it's in there. And you may hash the key as well. And then there's time comparison stuff for that. You may have your program run every hour to create a new key or whatever it is. And why would you need to do all this? Basically, if a hacker keeps testing all your endpoints, they can like take this and run it through a program that just send data and find out what it's getting back, and basically try and figure out your system. The point of the JWT with the key signing and everything, basically at every point it puts a wall so that every time it runs it has to sign the key. And so you want this level of protection so that if you're dealing with people's information or money or any of that, there's all these infinite walls that are changing every minute or every hour to stop their program from doing what they want it to your website. But I don't know all the rules of it and everything. I'm not somebody who knows it. I just know how to use part of their implementation of it. So, we'll just try to... I didn't see this part. They must have just added this, because I kind of complained to them that there is an easy example sort of because they had two different pages with two different versions. One that wasn't this. And I was like, really confused me for a couple days and made me mad trying to get it to work when they had two different versions. But now it looks like they updated it. I don't know, we'll just try and use it. I didn't use this before. I don't know. You're right. This is not usually how you would have your server file, but I wanted to show how to use their stuff, what it can do, kind of, and how you could kind of build on it. No, this would be, yeah. Wait. Okay. I'm wondering how this will work though. Shut it off. So token function is HS256, which is pretty high hash. Takes the token. The way I did it was probably maybe even a little bit wrong, but I was doing it from scratch. Like I had to set up. See, this would be the keys, but then these are going to get hashed, and then it goes through a bunch of stuff that continually generate other tokens. One's every minute, one's every hour. Adds them both into the signing, that gets hashed, so on and so forth. Through the request, the header, the cookie. I don't think there's another one, but yeah. I was going to try their implementation, their simple example, which probably isn't the correct way, but I'm interested to see if they made it easier. I probably got to import something though. Did I pull this down? I don't think I did. Okay. Import it. No. Okay, just remove it. Oh no. So I gotta. Okay, let's just see. I don't know if it'll run. Like I said, I never used their implementation thing. Like I used their library, but I did my own thing somewhat from their package, sort of scratch, so to speak. So let's see if that fixes it. That'd be error. Whatever. Example doesn't work. I don't know. Is it? I'm guessing this returns error. That's why you need the, yeah. But I still don't know how we're calling this. Because I don't think this is actually being called. Oh no, it is. We'll see. So is it... But how's it creating the key and all that? I know this is the key, but usually you want something to generate this, not just secret. Maybe. Oh, okay. I understand what's going on. So you normally would want to do this when they're doing a request or something. This is just sitting in the global scope, and so it's working because it's going through all this. But you want to set this at like at their form or something, and or a certain request, and then it does it all. It's really nice. Boy, that really saves out a lot of code. So you would just set this in, let's say, set here or something, right? And then you'd obviously have it go to a certain file or whatever. Let's say this. Let's say, I don't know, user, you. And so this would set the key for the middleware. And so you'd have to go through this form in order to get through. Let's say you set this to G. Or no, that's the wrong one. Let's say this one, G. So that when you do log in, so to speak, it gives you the key on the post, or loads it into the system, whatever you want to call it. And then next time you go to another URL you try to, it'll run through all this. So it's like another layer of protection, but it's all built into it. That's really nice. They really simplified the heck out of this. A lot. So then all you have to worry about basically is how it gets set. Because like when I did it here, and everyone has their own thing with it. Validated struct, you have to check whether or not the fields are empty. And then you set a cookie. You don't set a cookie, but you look for the cookie, I should say. And that cookie's value is checked. And then you do the database stuff or whatever it is, and you may return a different page depending upon whether or not it was worked. Yeah, see, you can use a hash password to hash your password too, or the key or whatever it is. Wait, no. Click key. So this one I was doing a lot of it from scratch. These are just functions I use ticker, that every minute or every hour it generates a key and then it returns it. Oh no, it doesn't return it, I'm sorry. It just generates it. It's in memory basically. Yeah, I was doing it all from scratch, expiration dates and issuer, all that stuff. I mean, I imagine you still have to do a lot of that to be actually safe, but that's nice that they kind of did a thing to help you with a lot of that. Yeah, here we go. This is okay. So this claim, yet you just think about it as it's something that holds data, right? And it you're winding the need for saving data within the structure as a way to secure things, to then check the validation. So it's not just a key, it's a key that gets signed with a claim, and you're making it a lot more complicated for the hackers, basically. Yeah, see, claim, you set some name or whatever it is, string, and then you set expiration date because you don't want them to keep hitting that URL and then figuring out what that token could be. You have something that expires and changes on the fly. I'll put all these links inside the video, but I think I'm kind of tired now. I'll probably do one tomorrow or something and get maybe more into this. I don't know. But yeah, that's echo, some basic validation of just structs, and then a little introduction to JWT. All right. If you need anything else, please let me know. All right. Thank you.